All right, we are getting back on road, extending this trip here. This will be part 2. We had some fun in the previous video. So we'll see what we get into now. Okay. So we have a right turn here coming up. Looking good on our indicator there, coming to a complete stop, then making that turn. Little close, but we made it. Usually like to see turns a little bit wider, but obviously still being as natural as possible. I've had folks in the comments say that they've, in previous builds at least, had some curb rash on their rims, their wheels. I have not experienced that. I'm thankful I haven't. Okay, so we have a vehicle coming up, a vehicle turning. Outside of that, we're clear to go. And we are off. Okay, so this is technically a highway. So we'll get a little end to end, I suppose, kind of. I'll definitely have some time planned out in the near future to do some highway driving. I know that's been a request, and I haven't done it in a while, especially when it comes to Hardware 3 vehicles. That's one of the major pieces that were implemented from version 13 software down to version 12 software for Hardware 3 folks, is that end-to-end highway, which for those that aren't aware, it's basically being able to get on the on-ramp, ride the highway like you naturally would, and then be able to exit that highway, exit the off-ramp successfully, and have that transition seamless between city and highway driving. Now, what I will say, for me, I haven't really experienced issues, even in the previous builds, of end-to-end highway. It definitely could have been better, but it did initiate it. It did get off as expected. But I'm definitely looking forward to testing that out and seeing how much more that's improved. I know there's a lot of reports for folks that were utilizing FSD, getting on the highway, and then getting off the off ramp. They're like, it would be a speed show, right? It wouldn't slow down the yield for the traffic, things of that nature. So definitely curious to see if that's different for anyone else. If it has been, definitely leave that in the comments. I'd like to hear about that. Because that's the other interesting thing, when it comes to FSD, it's, not everyone has the same issue on the same roads, even for the same types of vehicles. And what I mean by that is there could be another Model X, same year, same version, and they may potentially experience something different. And so from a uniformity standpoint, that's not what you like to see, but it really is. Each vehicle has a, I would say, unique mind of its own in that sense. But for me, again, a lot of the issues that I see on the, I don't want to age myself. I was about to say the blogs or the web, on Reddit, whether it's on X, Twitter, even Facebook groups, a lot of those issues, even in this area, I just haven't experienced. So obviously I'm thankful for that, but at the same time, just being cautious. So again, I'm in hurry mode, so it's more often that there'll be lane changes. This is a little excessive, so that's something to keep in mind for you all, maybe your first time for FSD. I am in hurry mode, which is the more assertive, I won't say aggressive, but a more assertive mode. Standard, you'll have definitely less lane changes, which would suit mostly everyone's needs. So again, we have some heavy construction zones here. They're doing a lot of building on these on this main road. This is a highway that is being extended to accommodate more traffic, but potentially an extended highway on-ramp, potential tollway. So they are busy with construction. And what that means for us is that we get a chance to really put FSD through the ringer of sorts to see how well it handles these unique situations. And really in return, it's, taking that data, fleet Tesla, and just making the experience better for everybody. All right. So we can see a good shot of folks putting these bridges together, these overpass together there. Good lane change. Let's see here. So we have a turn coming up. It's managing its position within the lane very well. For those who've seen some of my previous videos, I often call out for hardware 3 at least, the vehicle tends to favor the left side of any one lane. And I've heard for hardware 4 folks, their vehicles tend to favor the right side. So I think that's something that can be tinkered with. I haven't had any close calls per se, so it's nothing that really affects the experience for me. Again, this is a supervised version of full self-driving. That wasn't good. I was trying to avoid that. So what happened there, and this is another issue that I report in my other videos, but for that first issue, it cut it too close. There's a, and it's not even a curb, it's a very, very, very small island. I reported that. It's a very small island. I've reported it in the past though. And it's I almost wish it was a curb so that it would be picked up, it would be more present, and it would be avoided, but it's really just a hump. I don't know what to call it, but um, people hit that thing off and it's black at the bottom on the other side. So um, definitely aware of that. The other call out is the reflectors on the ground. They use these reflectors to keep you within the lane. It's a more elegant way versus putting a cone, I suppose, or an actual island, a pronounced island. And at least for this version, it doesn't recognize those. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just do my thing. So that's one thing I'd like to see improved, and I'd like to hear if any hardware for folks, if you've had that same issue in the past and it's no longer a thing, to hear from y'all. Waiting to see what they are gonna do. Now we have traffic coming, so we'll have to wait a bit. We do have a line approaching. This is a unique situation as well because we have traffic coming here from the southbound. Wow, got a wrap on there, Cybertruck. Advertisement wrap. Technically, we want these folks to go. I don't know. There we go. So we definitely want them to go. We're going to hold off there. But that's the safe approach. That's the safe measure. We're going to wait for this car. And then we're going to take off. So definitely respect that. That's the safest thing to do in that situation. When you see pedestrians, you give them the right of way. Then you proceed to make your moves as needed. So definitely not mad at that situation. Here's another area where it's tough on the vehicle. I had to take over. Not recognizing lanes. It's a tough area, and I've reported that in the past too. Again, these, I don't know what to call them. It's like these makeshift lanes that they put together while they're expanding construction out. It just, it doesn't always catch it. And if I'll be honest, especially in my previous videos, I've reported on that. There are actual people that they just swerve they swerve themselves into the other lane, not knowing it's like a sharp, a sharp turn. So I would say no fault to FSD. They didn't do that right in that area. So again, I think that's another one. If someone does have hardware for a vehicle or even hardware 3 in a similar situation, how does your vehicle handle that? But nevertheless, we are approaching our destination. So as always, appreciate the views, comments, the likes and the subscriptions there. I'll continue to post content. If you're here in the DFW area, if there's an area that you want me to check out, I can certainly do so. Leave it in the comments. Until then, have a good one.